Hello, hi, and good evening, everyone. I thank you for tuning in to Victory in the Vision tonight. I'll be coming from the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and chapter 6. Some of you may be familiar with the story of the walls of Jericho and how they fell, and how Joshua conquered the walls. But I just wanted to shed light on that, because a lot of us are facing walls that we feel that we're not able to conquer or take over. A lot of times in our lives, we are faced with so many things that we feel that we're just swallowed up and it's too big for us. So go with me right now to the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9. And it reads as so: Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Skipping down to Joshua chapter 6, verse 10 reads, But Joshua had commanded the army, Do not give a war cry. Do not raise your voices. Do not say a word until the day I tell you to shout. Then shout. Amen. That's been the reading of the word. So I just wanted to, share just how good God is. Any good instructor will give you the tools you need to get over. And our God is an excellent instructor. He's an excellent teacher. He teaches us even when we don't realize it. Before God gives you an assignment, He will equip you with everything you need to get the job done. Sometimes we feel like we're going through life and we feel like we're not equipped to get over anything, that we're not qualified, that we're not worthy of going further. And sometimes it can make you feel stuck, stuck on the other side of the wall. Say, I know there's something good over there, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to get over there. But our God equips us, whether we realize it or not. And any good leader will give you what you need to succeed. And God saw that Joshua was, number one, a good listener, and that he was faithful. Being faithful is also a tool, believe it or not. And Joshua had the leadership abilities. Joshua also had a relationship with God. When you have a relationship with God, you're able to, God will bless you with dreams. And Joshua had that relationship that was so tight that God was able to speak to him even in his sleep. He was able to receive what God wanted to give him. God gave him visions. God gave him, visions and things, and gave him, things that were helpful to him. And it was a blessing for him. So all of these things equipped Joshua, even without him realizing it. And God, gave Joshua a challenge. And, sometimes in our lives, I'm like, I can say even for myself that, wow, God, I don't understand why me. But sometimes we have to turn the question around and say, what, God? What does this mean for me? Not necessarily asking him why, because he has the authority to give us, the challenges and things that we need. We might not realize it right now, but it's something, that he wants to develop within us. That sometimes when we receive things, it might not always be something that is bad. Challenges are actually good for us. So Joshua was faced with a challenge, and God gave him everything he needed to get over, and in doing so, God told Joshua 3 times, be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. And on the 4th time, God said, be strong and very courageous. The word very means exceedingly. Sometimes we need to be just not a little bit courageous, but we need to be very courageous. We need to be very in everything that we do. We need to be very faithful. We need to be very disciplined. We need to be very prayerful in everything that we do. Joshua was given everything that he needed to get over. If you go back to Joshua chapter 6, verse 3 and 4, God, gives him all detailed instructions. And that's when you know that you have a relationship. He's giving you detailed instructions. And he's speaking right to you. And in doing that, with having everything that he needed from God, it gave him the momentum to get over. It gives us the momentum when God gives us what we need to get over. God prepared Joshua to make it. God prepared Joshua to make it, and he's preparing you to make it. So at the appointed time, he will give you the authority to shout over your adversities. He'll give you the authority to shout over your adversities. And, these things that we face don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. Because we're following God. We're listening to him. We're, faithful. And, we're going to be able to, to conquer and achieve what he wants for us to have. Because what he has for us is a blessing. Right over this stuff that we call challenges. Right? So I just want to encourage someone tonight to be strong and courageous. And to be prepared to clear your throat. Because you know what? Your time to shout is coming. And your time to shout is right now. Because you're about to bring down some stuff at this very moment. Regardless of how bad it may seem right now, it's your time to shout. So shout those adversities right out of the way. Shout those problems right out of the way. The challenges that you are facing right now, you'll be thinking about this years later and saying, wow, he was blessing me then. And he's brought me to a place where I'm blessed right now. So regardless of how bad it seems, just know that God has prepared you to make it. He's prepared you to go over this. And you will. God bless you and have a good night. Thank you for tuning in to Victory in the Vision. Thank you. God bless.